الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Well, alhamdulillah, we are still alive up to this time. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our ibadat. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among those people who listen to His words and put them into practice. Well, last time, yesterday, we were speaking about regarding Surah Al-Fatihah and the importance of it. Because Surah Al-Fatihah, as I have said, it is Ummul Kitab and at the same time Ummul Quran. Why? Because it covers all the things that the other parts of the Quran gives explanation about. That is Al-Aqidah, Ibadat, Shara'i, and Al-Qisas. These are the four main things in the Holy Quran. The belief, the faith, the creed that you have, and the way and means of worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the laws concerning lawful and unlawful things that you are not supposed to do or to be done. And the next one is the stories of the people who were before us, what happened to them. These are the four main things the whole Quran, the rest of the Quran gives us about. So the Surah Al-Fatihah had covered all those things. And because of that, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he told the companions, one companion said, "Can I teach you one of the greatest surah in the whole Quran that was not been revealed to anyone, any other prophet before us? And it is not found in Torah or Injil or Zabur." So the person said, Professor Sama told me that I will not name the MASJID until I tell you about it. And he was holding my hand. So by holding the hand of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he also telling him about it. So until when they finished the salat and everything that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was going, he said, I went to him and I asked Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam about it. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Surah Al-Fatihah. That is the greatest surah. And the Surah Al-Fatihah itself is a healing, it's a shifa. If you are sick and recite it, you pour it on the parts that you feel the pains and other things and so forth, bi-iznillahi ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make it cure you, bi-iznillah. And I ask you, remember in the time of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the companions, when they went to a certain place, and they asked the people for food, they did not give them. They said, all right, you want to buy it? They said, no, we are not going to sell it to you also. So it was very difficult for them. But at the end of the day, while they were sitting, lying down under the tree, in the shade, with the hunger and everything, somebody came to him and said, what's happened? He said, our chief, our leader, had been bitten by a scorpion, and he cannot, is nearly to die. So is there any one of you who knows about medicine that you can look? These are the people, they did not want to feed them. They did not even want to sell their food even to them. And now they are coming to them to get help. So you see, that is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala works. See? But the Muslims, they say, what shall we do? Allah had said, you should not what? Revenge, isn't it? Good. So, you have to repel the bad things with what?
Good things.
With the good things. Yeah. So, let's go. They went and they put their hands on the particular spot and they started to recite Surah Al-Fatihah. Reciting Surah Al-Fatihah, reciting it how many times they can do and so forth. The person who was unconscious and was near to die, he just got up. Like nothing has happened to him. So when they finish, they want to give them compensation with the sheep and other things and so forth. Some of the companions said, no, we are not going to take it. Because we did this one just for the sake of Allah. We did not heal the person, it is Allah who healed the person. The other said, no, we did not ask for it. But they gave it to us as what?
Gift.
As a gift. It is something that Allah had made it as a means for us to get something to eat. Why is that? Before our coming, because they have a lot of scorpions and so forth, but they didn't have anything like that, taking that one. But you only did it after you have come. It means that Allah made it as a means for us to get our blessing from them. So let us take it. They said, oh no, the Prophet said, no, you have to take it. So they took them. And they got some, they ate some and so forth. When they came to Prophet ﷺ, they told Prophet ﷺ. He said, so how do you kill the person? He said, Messenger of Allah, it just came to our mind to recite Surah Al-Fatihah. How come? He said, because you read it all the time in our salawat. So he feels that it is something special that Allah has given to us. He said, yes, that is true. He said, so what shall we do with what they gave it to us? Prophet ﷺ said, it's a gift, they gave it to you, and therefore it is halal for you. So you can see Surah Al-Fatihah, it is something which is so important that we have to understand and try to know how to read it properly. Some people, they read it anyhow they want, but it shouldn't be like that. You have to read it properly and try to understand it. Because the longest surah in the Quran is Surah Al-Baqarah, MashaAllah. And the shortest one, what's the shortest surah in the Quran? Surah Al-Ikhlas. Surah Al-Kawthar. MashaAllah. Surah Al-Kawthar. How many verses? 3 verses. And how many words? How many kalimat? What? How many? Everybody knows Surah Al-Kawthar. Okay, let's read it together then. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم MashaAllah. So how many words you have in Surah Al-Kawthar?
I think it's 4.
You think it's 4?
11.
11.
10.
10. MashaAllah. Yes, anybody else? You have 4 and you have what? 11 and 10. So which one do you think is the correct one?
11. 11 is the correct one.
11 is the correct
I've
one.
recounted it here.
MashaAllah. Everybody count it and see.
That's what I did. I counted it.
I
I got 11. You know it's 1. 10.
Yeah. You have how many? 10. So you have 10 words in Surah Al-Kawthar. MashaAllah. And when you look at it, also, in each ayah and so forth given you, and it ended with what letter? Surah Al-Kawthar ended with what letter?
Letter.
I said letter, what letter? Ra. MashaAllah. And according to Arabic alphabet, what number Ra comes to? According to Arabic alphabet, it will be what number? If you start from Alif.
Oh, Alif, Ba, Ta, 16. Okay.
Ra.
حرف 20.
10. No. 20. No.
How many?
12.
12.
12.
حاول.
الألف لا لا
Huh?
الألف لا
حرف الراء.
10. Yes. So you have what? Alif,
10. Yeah, 10.
Ba, Ta, Jim, Ha, Ha, Da, Za,
10.
10. Subhanallah. This is to show you the mu'jiza of the Holy Quran.
الكوثر.
You see? This is one of the mu'jizat of the Holy Quran. And nobody can bring something like that. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala challenged those people they were very, very eloquent in terms of what? Poets. They can recite about 1,000 lines and so forth, and they can repeat it. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, just bring 10 ayahs. They could not. It's even one ayah they could not even bring. And up to now, no one is able to do it. And Allah has said that you cannot do it and you can never ever do it. So to show you the wonders of the Holy Quran. Now coming back to our surah, Surah Al-Fatihah, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. We talked about it yesterday regarding Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. That means these are the mercy that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to His creations, and has also given this mercy to everyone. But we have one that has reserved for those who believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And according to Hadith, the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has been divided into how many? The mercy of Allah has been divided into how many? Huh?
99.
I said the mercy for Allah.
We don't know.
You don't know. It's better that you don't know.
Can you repeat again?
You have 100.
The Rahman of Allah.
He said, Prophet said 100. And Allah sent only one. And kept how many with him? 99. He said that one that he sent, that's what all the creations, animals and so forth, that you can see a crocodile. It will take its babies and put it to what?
Mouth.
And cross to another place without hurting them, isn't it? Have you ever seen a cat taking its baby from one place to another?
Yes.
Huh?
With his mouth.
Yeah?
Yes.
Did you hear the baby crying?
No.
Huh?
No.
Subhanallah. You will never hear the baby crying. The mercy. Look, this thing, you know, the baby is hungry, isn't it?
Yes.
But we'll never hear the baby crying. and we take it from one place to another place, no matter how far it is. That mercy that Allah has. And say the same mercy, you can say an elephant, that's a big one and so forth, it will not go and step on its what?
Baby.
Baby, no. The same thing, the lions and so forth. And it's the same mercy. You can see our parents giving to us, especially our mothers, giving us this kind of mercy. So, but now you come to the next ayah, whereby Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, Maliki Yawmiddin. Malik, it has two recitations. One is Malik and another one is Maliki. You have some places where they normally recite it Maliki Yawmiddin. Which country normally they recite it like that?
Africa.
Africa, huh? Yes. And then you have another place that normally they said Malik Yawmiddin. Okay. All right. So you have these two. According to Hafs, if you recite ala riwayat al-Hafs, it's Malik Yawmiddin. And if you recite according to riwayat Nafil, Maliki Yawmiddin. Maliki Yawmiddin. And therefore, any one of them that a person recites, it is correct. It is correct. But what's the difference between Malik and Malik?
Malik is the cunning.
Malik is what?
It's cunning.
Malik means he owns.
Queen. He owns.
King.
Yeah, the king. He owns the king.
Okay, so Malik is the king. And Malik,
The crown.
No.
the what? The crown.
King, I mean.
They both mean the same thing.
Huh?
They mean the same thing. Both of them.
Both of them mean the same thing? Are you sure? Okay.
I can speak in Arabic
Yeah.
because I'm not.
Yes, you can even speak in another language also, no problem.
مالك is يعني هو الشيء المملوك.
نعم.
مملوك.
أيوة.
ملك هو المملك الكبير على الأمة. الكل في الكل.
طيب. ما شاء الله.
He's the owner. Yeah.
He's the owner. MashaAllah. Good. As far as Malik is concerned, Malik is the one الذي يملك كل شيء ويتصرف فيه كيف يشاء. He is Al-Malik. That is the one who owns everything. Everything belongs to him. He has the power and everything for that particular things and so forth, and therefore he does anything that he wants to do with it. Malik is the king, and the king also he has sultan, isn't it? He has power to give honor, orders, and other things and so forth, isn't it? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, both of them is something that befits Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, isn't it?
Yes.
Because Allah owns everything, and He has power over everything, isn't it?
Yes.
Nobody has power over Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, Yawmiddin. What's the meaning of deen? Deen means what? Religion. Okay. Judgment. Good. All right. Deen is something that you are accountable for, and the day of judgment you will be accountable for it. So he is the judge, and people here they talk about lawyer and so on and so forth. Nobody can come there and say that I am a lawyer and I'm coming to defend this one, oh Allah. I'm coming to speak on behalf of this one, so forth. No. Because everybody says nafsi, nafsi. Why, how can he come and say, I'm coming to defend you? Even he himself, he doesn't know where he is going to. Alright. So, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Yawm al-Qiyamah, that's why he's called our religion as Deen in Islam. Deen in Islam means what? That means the way of life that you are accountable for it. Everything that you do, how you eat, you are accountable for it. The food that we eat, the water that we drink, and so forth. What did Allah say? ثُمَّ لَتُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ النَّعِيمِ. Yawm al-Qiyamah, Allah is going to ask us, these favors Allah has given to us, what did you do with them? That's why in Islam you do not waste, because you'll be accountable for it. We do not waste. But unfortunately, Muslims, you waste a lot, even in Ramadan. Huh? Where you are fasting, and Allah has shown us the main thing you have to gain from it. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. So that you become what?
God conscious.
God conscious people.
God consciousness.
Yeah. But what is that taqwa? When you are wasting. Especially if you go to a place where you have buffet, for example, with different food and everything and so forth, mashallah. When you have the plate, once you just take the plate, mashallah, then you see that the eyes becomes bigger than the stomach. So what does he do? Everything he's piling it on it, until the plate comes up like that, mashallah, when he reaches at the end. And when you are fasting, how many are you going to eat? Not much, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, what's he going to do with the rest? Throw it in the bin. You will not say that, oh, let him take a little bit and eat if I'm able to finish it, so that I can still go back and take some. No. Thinking that, even especially if they have a lot of what is called meat, instead of maybe taking one or two, you would take a lot, about 5 or 6. Or even more than that. Not have any kind of consideration for his brother or sister that will come after him. Alright, now, this is not the real thing that you have to do. So here, it gives us all the tawheed that we need. Even though in Islam, you don't have different kinds of tawheed, because tawheed is what tawheed, isn't it? Tawheed is tawheed. So tawheed, la tajazza, you do not divide it into different things and so forth. No. That's why Prophet Sallallahu he didn't divide it into different, isn't it? No. But just for people to understand it and so forth. But unfortunately, some people, they take that one as the main thing. Some people, they come and say, oh, you're a Muslim, you say yes. Are you sure you're a Muslim? You say yes. How many kinds of tawheed? Tawheed, how many kinds of... Look at it. Huh?
Yeah, they've been asking that question.
They come to ask you, how many kinds of tawheed do you have? And if the person said, well, I don't know, oh, you don't have a good iman. You don't have what, aqidah. You don't, subhanAllah. This is not the deen. This is not the deen. That's why one of the companions, the students, he went to his master, his teacher. He said, I know all different types of tawheed and this and that you have learned and so forth. but I don't feel it in my life. But I know you said you have Tawheed al-Rububiyyah, Tawheed al-Uluhiyyah, Tawheed al-Asma al-Sifat, and then people had added Tawheed al-Hakimiyyah, all kinds of this and so on and so forth. People are putting this and so on. Yes, I know all this, but it has no effect this in my life. It does not have something in my iman. Do you know what the man said? The teacher said? He said, you will not have the sweetness of Tawheed in these things that you have. Because in the time of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he didn't do that. He said, you will get Tawheed in the Quran. Isn't it? This Tawheed that you're talking about, the Iman that you're talking about, he said you get it in the Holy Quran. How do you get it? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had said, I created you from Nutfa. You know what is Nutfa? What is Nutfa?
A drop.
Huh?
A drop of water.
A drop of water, that's a sperm. That's liquid. This liquid that even if it touches your hand, you will not like it. But that's why Allah had said, Min ma'in mahin. Despised fluid. Don't say despised fluid. Allah Himself. It means when it touches you, you just want to take it light. But that is me and you now. When you look at this one, and it's forming bones, it's forming what? How many things can you mention of your bodies? Yes, like what? Eyes, bones, mouth, nose, ear, foot, where? Hair. Yes, and what else? Teeth, and what else? Tongue. DNA. No matter from the same what? Mom and dad, isn't it? Yes. Or you are even twins. But each one of us has his or her own DNA. And this one is coming from that despised fluid that Allah is talking about. Where did it come from? In the womb of our mothers, are there human spare parts inside it? Huh? No? No human spare parts in the wombs of our mothers? No, you don't have. So where did you get it from? And even if you have that inside there, who assembled them? Huh? Who assembled them? Even if in case you have something like that. Subhanallah. You grow, you become a human being. Before you were nothing, isn't it? Allah has said what? هل أتى على الإنسان حين من الدهر لم يكن شيئا مذكورا. Isn't? Has there any time that's come before that man you were nothing to be remembered? Before you were born, did any one of us, did our parents know us before you were born? No. So when you look at this, when I see a pregnant woman, it increases my iman. Oh, that I say, subhanallah. Look, this is a living human being. Inside another what?
Human being.
That Allah has said, Zulumati Salah, in three what? Darkness. Of all the stages that you have, you are inside there. Sometimes when you don't put on the air conditions and so forth, or the fans, you are what? Suffocating, isn't it? And you are inside there. Where do you get oxygen? and you are moving. How do you get food to eat? And this woman also is carrying us every second, eh? For at least how many? 9 months. And some of them is more than that. Like Imam Malik, 1 year. And the people were telling the mother, he said, look, you don't think that this you know, a human being in your belly. She said, no. Why are you worrying about it? I am the one carrying it. I didn't put it by myself. It is Allah who put it there for me. When the time for that comes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will what?
Take it out.
Will bring it out. So why are you worrying about it? Just leave it. 1 year. And look at what that person did in the world nowadays. Huh? His name is there as if he's still alive, isn't it? How many millions are following his teachings? So when you see all these things, and you read the whole Quran, it increases your iman. That's what I said. إِذَا تُلِيَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُ زَادَتْهُمْ إِيمَانًا. When they read the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it increases their iman. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, look at the sky. And then he said, look at it again. Do you see anything that is mistake in it? The answer is no, isn't it? And that is the heaviest thing that you have over there. But do you see it falling down? Do you see any pillar supporting it? Wouldn't this one increase you in your iman? Look at this small building here. How many pillars are supporting it? How many pillars are supporting this small building that you have here? And that greatest building over there, you do not see any pillar supporting it. And yet still, it does not what? Fall. It's what increases your iman. So not when you say that, oh, this one said Tawheed, Tawheed has been divided into 3, this and that, and this one, so on and so forth, and then you go about talking about it. That is because you know about that one, so you have more iman than the one who hasn't got. No. The time Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the companions, they didn't have that. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not tell them something like that. No. But those who said they knew there's different types of Tawheed, can they compare their iman to those companions? Huh? No way. No way. Not even that of their less what? You can't. So you need the Quran. When you read it, it increases your iman. That's why you call it Quran. Something that you recite it all the time. So Allah has said, our deen, He said, وَرَضِيتُ لَكُمْ إِسْلَامَ دِينًا, isn't it? The religion that people talk about, their religion, it means to them, the meaning of religion to them is something that you just one day, you just go about it and so forth, or once in a year. But this one is, you are accountable for everything. That's why Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he did not name anything except that he shows us. Until non-Muslims, he said, look, we do not know what this Muhammad is telling these people. He said he even taught them how to go to toilet. Look, isn't it? Yeah. In our way of life, we have been taught how to go to toilet. Is that true?
Yes.
Yes.
It's true.
Do you get from any other way of life of people how people should go into the toilet? No. You said when you are going inside, before, you have to make dua, isn't it? What dua do you make before you enter toilet?
اللهم لا أعوذ بك من الخبث والخبائث.
Yes. All of us know that.
Yes. We all know.
Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-khubth wal khaba'ith. So many Muslims, you don't know these things. But you go to the toilet all the time. You're seeking refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from these devils of male and female that are inside there, so that they will not attack you. You do not come out and then you are being possessed by jinn. When he said when you are entering, you enter with your right or left foot?
Left.
Left. Subhanallah. And when you are inside, he said, do not what? Talk. Subhanallah. Look. Even going to toilet, look at the adab, the etiquette. Don't talk. But nowadays, mashallah, they say they have a modern time and so forth. Some people, they have a telephone. There they have put it by their listeners. So somebody called, yes. And or he wants to call somebody. And he's there. Subhanallah. And some of them also, they are even singing when they are inside the toilet. Huh? Okay? And nowadays, look, brothers, this thing, I said it several times and several times and several times. Please, your ringing tone should not be that of ayah of the Quran. It shouldn't be at all. Why? Because when that ayah is going, because you want to answer it, isn't it? So what are you supposed to do?
You stop it.
You stop it, isn't it? Is that adab of the Quran?
No.
No. You will also take it to toilet. And while you're in the toilet, that phone is what? Ringing. And he started to say, Allahu la ilaha illa huwa. And you're inside the toilet. What is this? No, you shouldn't make istiza bi ayatullah. You should not make a mockery with words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No. You don't do that. And also you do not put music. Some of the people, mashallah, when the Imam says, Allahu Akbar, Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, and then the phone goes, what is that? Huh? You confuse the Imam, you want the Imam to dance, or what? So brothers and sisters, let's stop here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All right, you can prepare yourselves to go outside.